r/AskReddit. What screams I'm uneducated? Graduated from School of Hard Knocks on Facebook. Anti-vaxxers. Usually the screaming. People who have extremely strong opinions in subjects they have never researched. Mainly just regurgitating whatever the news said that morning. MLM. Arguing about things you have no idea about. Flat Earth. Holocaust deniers. When you're discussing an issue, and they are incapable of saying I'm honestly uneducated on that topic, so I can't really speak on it. Instead, they let ego drive the conversation, and end up looking even more uneducated. Consistently voting for and supporting those that do not have your best interests in mind. Let me speak from my experience on Reddit, which is almost exclusively discussing the unsolved disappearance of Maura Murray, CR Maura Murray sub and also Maura Murray. When educated people develop a theory, they will lead with the facts. When uneducated people develop a theory, they will lead with the theory and try to create facts, ignore established facts, or discredit them. Edit. Fixed typo. Whenever some moron regurgitates a tired Facebook meme and pretends it gives them a moral, political, ethical stance, genuinely ignoring science because it's not in the Bible, so it's not real. Binary thinking, or trying to fit everything into a framework of good, bad, right, wrong. Every situation is the result of a confluence of factors, and the results of any action are almost certain to be positive for some but detrimental for others. Those results of a choice extend out into time and may change as the situation changes as well. Trying to fit everything into such a simplistic model is characteristic of someone with a limited ability to think critically. My vote isn't going to change the outcome of the election, so why should I care about politics? Believing that large groups of people, whole demographics, have a hidden agenda, the gays, the blacks, the Jews, etc. Using the word irregardless in an attempt to sound educated. Because hey, more letters, right? Trying to use big words just for the sake of it and to sound smart, but in the complete wrong context. When someone says they are an anti-vaxxer, posting something on social media that asserts your stance on a topic, and then expressing that any dissenting comments, not that they use the word dissenting, will be deleted. When someone proves themselves wrong with their own argument, and they don't even realize it, that's a pretty good indicator that aren't running on all cylinders. A few things. When someone doesn't care about gun safety, intentional flagging people with their firearm because it is funny, acting as if a firearm is a toy, frequent, unintentional firearm discharge, disinterest in learning how to properly clean their firearms, attempting to put the wrong ammo in the firearm or firearm magazine, loading the magazine backwards, inability to use proper muzzle control techniques. When carrying a firearm in public, frequent tapping, touching, or even upholstering of their firearm, and using phrases like magazine clip, fully semi-automatic, assault rifle, ghost gun, gun show loophole. Contempt for educated people, not the education system. Having contempt for that is fine. Just acting like people who know what they're talking about should be disregarded because they learned facts, I guess. When people put a space between the last word of a sentence and the punctuation. X. Hi guys. Not realizing the importance of statistic significance. You are a sample size of 1 on a good number of big issues. Even if you take all your experiences and those of people you know, it likely still wouldn't be enough to matter. Think vaccines don't work because 10 people you know got sick after taking them? Doesn't matter because of the overwhelming number of those who take them and are fine. Apply this to any other major topic issue as you please. Trust the research and put your personal ignorance aside. Facial tattoos. Rotten teeth. Screaming I'm uneducated. When you tell a doctor to do their research. Grown-ass people not knowing how to send an email, download and open an attachment, claiming they never received a message. Basically user errors with everything they do. Flat Earth believers. Affliction or tap out t-shirt. When people instantly start getting loud when they have the smallest inconvenience or altercation. When people spell collage. Hard opinions on things. Especially a wide range of things. Not allowing for being wrong. Or deferring to experts. Dumb people don't know how dumb they are. They don't realize that their opinions aren't based on facts. And likely they don't know the facts. So they'll yell the loudest. Have their mind made up on every subject. And they don't listen to logic or evidence. Dividing reality into black and white. And then narrowing the white into such a small margin that everything is wrong and evil. Religion is pretty good at doing this to people. It's often more sad than anything that they refuse to experience so many parts of life because of how evil it is. One example was a post on our religious fruitcake a while back where a man was concerned that getting eyeglasses was sinful. Believing that the Jews are the reason their life sucks. Your life sucks because you're lazy and refuse to learn. Take some damn responsibility. All Muslims are terrorists. Uneducated scholastically or uneducated with common sense? Refusing to let someone share their side of a story or attempt to show you why they are correct in an argument and instead scream and yell about your feelings to make the other person give up. But I read it on, insert favorite social media opinion news website, it must be true. Often it is my spelling, punctuation and grammar that make people think I'm uneducated, but it's just dyslexia. Not being able to tell the time on a clock. Both political ends calling the other uneducated. Throwing trash anywhere or yelling at a service crew even if they only made a small mistake. Saying you don't want a raise because you'll pay more in taxes. Just had an interview with a nurse today where she told my Asian boss that she used to work with Orientals but had to leave after 6 months because she didn't speak their language. After she left, I talked to my manager and was like UHHWTF. We are not hiring her. And this was one of the several things that was wrong lol. When you have to clap to get your point across. Not knowing or caring about the difference between your and your, there and there. It's and its, his and his. For starters. Haha. I'll say what I think. I don't shut up for anyone. Do you speak English? Especially in countries where one of the primary languages isn't English. Lifted junk rusted out truck that rolls coal and drives around like a jackass putting people's safety at risk. There is so much of this in my area. And every single time I'm on the dangerous mountain road it's always some asshole trying to push me out of the way with their huge fucking truck and small penis. Build the wall chants. People who are unwilling to take constructive criticism. If you're unwilling to admit when you're wrong, or there is a better way to do something, you clearly don't want to learn. Intelligent people always seem to understand their faults and are willing to work to improve them. Capitalizing every first letter in every sentence screams I'm someone who wasn't paying attention in first grade. Also it's a pain in the ass to type like that. When they cannot have a proper argument. Arguments should involve listening to what both people have to say and attempting to educate each other. People who just yell or refuse to listen definitely scream uneducated. Truck nuts. When people don't know the difference between your and your. Loud fucking eating. Being an anti-vaxxer. When discussing something they say the same fucking thing. And when they aren't doing that they start throwing in personal attacks. There have been plenty of studies over the past decades proving climate change. But it's fine outside. Just because it's fine right here right now doesn't mean it will always be. The ice caps have been melting for years and the average global temperature is rising. Just this past winter we got less snow than usual. Speaking of snow, you're a real snowflake about all this. Seriously? I'm the only one presenting facts. I'm older and wiser. You already have bad grades. Which shows how much more you need to pay attention in school. Stop being so offended and disrespectful. The only people with the power or money to fix these things either don't care or don't believe it. Stupid rich boomers. People who hide behind religious reasoning in order to provide evidence for themselves. Like, it's cool if you pray and all and you're religious. Don't try to tell me that God fixes all things in time. Some people are just shit at making decisions and screw up, then get a complex that they're saved and suddenly know better. Repost this or else. I have an IQ of insert number. Confederate flags flying from the bed of loud pickup trucks. You're instead of you're in such. Declining climate change. Being an anti-vaxxer. Believing the earth is flat. When the reasons you give for your arguments are all feelings. People who freak out in public. I love awards shows. Gun-free zones work. Using the term fake news unironically. People who spell a lot as Alit. MAGA hats. Anyone trying to make an educated point in a conversation, but gathering their sources from social media. I hate that. Friend of mine at work. He's by no means unintelligent. He just had a fairly deprived childhood. Occasionally you'll come across some stunning gaps in what he knows. But then again he seems to have become something of an autodidact. So there will be random subjects he's well versed on. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it beyond what he happened to be interested in at the time. Putting politics in everything. When they say something is minds. Also, believing in any ideology that relies upon the idea that you are being lied to by everyone. 2. Horoscopes. Anti-vax. Fist fights past high school. Anyone with an education usually realizes they have too much to lose by fighting someone and will avoid it unless it is absolutely necessary. Gwyneth Paltrow's new Netflix series. There's this girl at my school who thinks that sound is faster than light. You literally believes that it is somehow. Even after being proven wrong many times by teachers and students. She still says technically it is. When we ask her why she thinks this, she ignores us. Talking about how much you love the Constitution. Continually bragging about their education in a certain field. We've got a guy that works for us that claims to be a chef. We're a national pizza chain, and is not shy to tell you all about how he taught in a cooking school. Easily 3 out of 10 pizzas he makes has to be remade because of some glaring fuck-ups. Nice try, uneducated person. We are not telling you how to get away with it.